is a very interesting one. We have just come back from the holiday season, and guess what? Holiday season shenanigans are following us in 2024. I see someone saying, "Hi, ladies. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well." He says, "My mother doesn't like my wife and kids, yet I built a home in our compound and we live in an extended homestead. How do I handle this?" And to be honest, I don't believe in that. There's the one thing that I don't agree with as Kathomi. As Kathomi, I don't agree with you moving into your mother's house with your wife and your children. It's always gonna be drama. I do not believe that the house you build in Gishagi is the main house for you guys staying. That is like a place where you go and chill later on. And I also just refuse to advocate for people to build houses in Gishagi before you actually have a house somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, why are you building a 10 million Kenya shillings house in the middle of Isinya, I don't know, somewhere in Isiolo, and you have no place to, you're still renting in Nairobi or wherever it is that you work, you know? For me, it makes no sense. At least make sure you are good on this side and then build something at home later on as an added asset. In my mind, that's what I think, because ultimately you never get to use that house as much, and you end up, you know, having neighbors or relatives staying in for a weekend, and then it now becomes their home. Now you've built and sunk 10 million shillings in Gishagi, and yet you don't have a place that you can call home in Nairobi. That's besides the point. I digress. There's nothing wrong with people not liking each other. It just happens. This is life. It's 2024. Let's admit, not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to love you. Not everyone is going to wish you the best. However, I feel like it is your responsibility as the man to either, one, talk to your mother and tell her, look, these people are my family. They're not going to go anywhere. This is who I chose. I chose her, and now we have children. This is who I have. This is what I brought home. It is your responsibility as my mother to embrace them. And if you can't, I think one of us needs to exit the chat, right? And ultimately, that's exactly it. If your mother doesn't seem to be accommodating your children and your wife, unfortunately, you need to stand up for them by either leaving or even forcing issues even more. And personally, I think when you force issues, they just never work out. My opinion, my very strong opinion, and probably very problematic opinion, is just leave with your family, go somewhere else and start your life afresh. You were told man leaves woman, no, man leaves home, woman leaves home, join together, start a new home. Why are you starting a home where you homed was? You know, why are you homing where you homed? Like, you need to home somewhere else. So let's just move on and go somewhere else, try and repair the relationship from a distance, right? But if ultimately your mother doesn't accept them, that's the solution I would take. I know it's expensive, and I know it's probably, you just built a house, it's kind of tricky. I just honestly think, talk to your mom, try and make her understand that this is your family and they're not going anywhere. If she's not in agreement, or if she still is showing signs of like weirdness, just take your family, and because you're going to create trauma in your children. Imagine there were children say like me, my shosho doesn't like me, my shosho, she, no, do you really want that to be the children's story for the rest of their lives? Absolutely not.
Personally, I just do not advocate for living with your
I
relatives,
really don't,
because I am hardwired to go home. You know, after challenges of everyday life in this Nairobi of ours, you have hustled and bustled, you only want to go home and be the best version of you, the laziest version of you, the most free version of you. So imagine just relaxing at home in your shorts and your vest, and then here comes your mother-in-law knocking, wanting to, you know, do it's so uncomfortable. You have to be on guard every single time, and that is so unfair. To you, you may be comfortable because you're thinking, I'm a hardworking man, I have built a home, and here I am coming home, I feel relaxed, I can see my mother over there, they are thriving. To you, you feel you're okay. But to your wife, she is struggling.
Yep.
She has to be on her best every single day.
That's hard.
Because if she's not, she's a lazy wife. she's a quarrelsome wife, she's not a good mother. Every little thing she does is under scrutiny. And that is so difficult for somebody. So, hey, please, you need to find better. You need to do better. Just don't wait for your parents to die so that you can
Yeah, I
have
feel like, yeah, it's so weird that
And
who is
why
going to
go back?
outlive the other person?
Yeah.
And then accumulate all this trauma. I mean, for me.
Imagine 20 years of your wife just suffering.
Imagine.
And just
Aye, that's
not
unfair.
being herself
That's
because
really unfair.
she has to accommodate your relatives.
It's really unfair.
Yeah.
And in the worst way possible as well. Because, like, I'm sure she really breaks her back just so she's accepted. You know, the way as a woman, you want to do
Yes.
everything right so that this woman can eventually see you as worthy of their
Of her
son.
son.
Hey, no, imagine, no. You're making this very hard for her. Hey, because you're very lucky she's still staying. I mean, you're going to exit your chat a very long time ago. And we collect my shoe
New
drains.
age babes, they
Yeah, why are we staying here to suffer? No, imagine, no.
Yeah.
I think it's very unfair that you're actually forcing your hand on this. Talk to your mom. If she's not talking, she's not being agreeable about it, please try and find a better place for your family.
Yeah.